Good evening, everyone, and welcome to your Wednesday virtual pub quiz with NYC Trivia League and Quiz Night America. My name is Meredith. I am going to be your host this evening. Thank you all so much for joining us on our second game of 2024, as well as our second game of season 57 of NYC Trivia League. In this virtual format, of course. We're very happy to have you here tonight. Get yourself signed up for tonight's quiz by coming to this website. It is quiz.nyctrivialeague.com. When you get to the website, you're going to notice we're looking for a few basic sign-up details from you, which includes a team name, an email address, and then you're going to find a drop-down menu that asks you whether you are or are not a part of the league. Whatever your league status may be, we welcome you to play with us here tonight. Also, as I mentioned, it is only the second week of this current season, so it is an excellent time to get signed up for the league. We do take your top 7 scores from the season to see how things are stacking up between your team and every other team that's signed up for the league. It's free to play. You may as well click that you are in the league so we can see how you're doing throughout season 57. Tonight, we're going to be playing 4 rounds of trivia. Our first 3 topics are question and answer style rounds that have 10 questions in them. Our fourth and final category of the night is a picture round, which has 10 images in it. And here's how the game's going to work. For the majority of the quiz, these question and answer rounds, I will ask you a question right here on this live stream aloud. You'll hear me say it, but you're also going to see it pop up directly on your virtual answer sheet at quiz.nyctrivialeague.com. You're going to have about 20 seconds to enter in the response that you believe to be correct. And make sure you click submit answers before your countdown timer runs out. Most of our questions this evening are going to be short answer in nature, so you'll be typing or tapping in the response you think is right. Others are going to be multiple choice. Could happen a multiple choice question. If so, maybe one tonight. I don't know. Actually, I think there aren't any this evening. So get ready to be typing this evening. And if you spell something wrong when you're typing, that's okay. It's human nature. I know it happens. Do your best to spell things correctly, but I will be reviewing the responses as they come in, and I'll do my very best to make sure that if you deserve to get a point, you get that point. Hi there. If you're just joining us, welcome to our Wednesday virtual pub quiz. I am Meredith. I'll be your host tonight. Come play with us. If you play with us weekly, welcome back. If you've never checked out this game before and you just found out it existed, you're welcome to play with us too. Whatever your experience level, we want you here. Get signed up at quiz.nyctrivialeague.com. It is a fully interactive virtual quiz. It airs every single Wednesday at 8 o'clock Eastern time right here. So if you're watching this after the fact, come next week and play with us. Enter in a team name and email address. Let us know if you are or are not a part of the league. It's an excellent time to get signed up for the league since it's just week 2. Here's what happened in our first week of season 57. 2 for the drinks, 2 for the snacks. Had a great first game, a perfect 40 for 40. We drink and we know things, only half a point off the lead in second place right now. Well done to our top 10 teams that you see right here. You played very well, and this is just after 1 week, so we shall see what happens to these scores after this evening. So get signed up for the game, everybody. That fourth and final category of the evening, the picture round, it is structured differently than the rest of the quiz, and I'll explain it in detail when we get to that point of the game. So sit tight for those further instructions. I do have 2 rules that I ask that you all kindly abide by this evening. Our first rule and most important rule of trivia There's no cheating in this game. Please do not look the answers up. We ask that you use your brains and not any external devices here tonight. Find out what you know, play fairly. It keeps it fun for everybody else who's playing. And most importantly, it's about testing yourself, quiz yourself, keep it fun for you. Don't cheat. Rule number 2, do not give away the answers in the chat. I do love hearing from you all in the chat, so feel free to tell us the sports teams that you're supporting here tonight, or not, or tell us about yourself. Tell us about what you think of a question that just came up. I love hearing from you, whatever it might be. Just don't make the thing you share an answer to a question. All right, everybody, this is your last opportunity to get signed up for tonight's quiz before we dive into round number 1. So come on over to quiz.nyctrivialeague.com. Enter in that team name, email address. Let us know if you are or are not a part of the league. And you are going to be joining these 48 illustrious teams from New York City and around the world. Our first sign up tonight, the Helsinki Syndrome. Welcome to you. And our most recent team to sign up, Questions 1, 2, 3. Welcome to those 2 teams and every team in between. Good luck on the game tonight, everybody. Let's do it. Our first round of the evening, it is in the category of teaming up. Team being your keyword in this first round. We're talking about teams. Round 1, question number 1. As noted in the subtitle of the first MCU film in which they appeared, which member of Marvel's Avengers is, quote, the first Avenger? The first Avenger, the subtitle of the first movie in the Captain America franchise. Captain America, the first Avenger. Question number 2. The 2024 roster for what MLB team will include Jason Hayward, Mookie Betts, and Shohei Ohtani? Name that team. I have an answer for you all for question number 2. That MLB team featuring Jason Hayward, Mookie Betts, and Shohei Ohtani. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers, your correct response for number 2. Question number 3. What 80s TV series followed 4 former U.S. Special Forces members who escaped a military prison and became mercenaries on a journey to clear their names and evade capture? Name that TV series. Those former Special Forces members who broke out of prison called themselves the A Team. The A Team, your correct response for number 3. We got that team in the answer. Question number 4 in this teaming up round. Which poet wrote the line, "The wretched refuse of your teeming shore," which appears in a poem at the base of the Statue of Liberty? We got a different team in this one. Name that poet. The poet who wrote The New Colossus, the poem you can see on the base of the Statue of Liberty. Her name, Emma Lazarus. Emma Lazarus. Our most difficult question of the quiz thus far, but 45% of you still pulled off a correct answer for that one. My favorite wrong answer, shout out to the team who put R.L. Stein. I would love to see it. Let's see a version of The New Colossus by R.L. Stein. Make it creepy. Question number 5. Here it comes. Dan Devine was a football coach for the Green Bay Packers and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. His time with the latter was dramatized in what film starring Sean Astin? Dan Devine, depicted as a character coaching at Notre Dame. In the movie Rudy, that inspiring football movie, your correct response there. 80% of you got that one right. Question number 6. What country's men's national team won the 2022 FIFA Men's World Cup? The 2022 FIFA Men's World Cup saw France battling it out against Argentina. Argentina coming out as the victors in the 2022 Men's World Cup. 71% of you got that one right. We've got 4 more questions in this teaming up themed round. Here's number 7. This former late night show's Twitter, currently known as X, handle for official news and info is at Team Coco. For the first time this evening, every single team who submitted a response got it right. At Team Coco represents Conan O'Brien. Well played, everybody. Our next question in this round, number 8. What does the acronym SEAL stand for, as in the U.S. Navy's SEAL Team 6? Without a doubt, our toughest question of the quiz thus far. A learning moment for me, I know. SEAL stands for three things and the word and apparently the S and the E are both from the word sea, as in SEA. Then we've got air and land. Sea, air, and land is what SEAL stands for. 47% of you got that one right, which I guess was actually slightly easier than one of our earlier questions. Two more questions in this round. Here's number 9. What New Zealand-born filmmaker directed and co-wrote the 2023 comedy movie Next Goal Wins, based on the true story of football or soccer coach Thomas Rongen facing the challenging task of turning the weak American Samoa national team into an elite squad? Off the top of my head, can't think of many New Zealand creators. To those of you who put Peter Jackson, a really good guess. The other director slash writer I can think of off the top of my head is the correct one. It's Taika Waititi. Taika Waititi's most recent movie, Next Goal Wins. Our final question of round number 1. Here it is. You may be less familiar with their first names, Jane, a detective, and Maura, a chief medical examiner, who teamed up to solve crimes in Boston on what TNT series that ran for 7 seasons between 2010 and 2016? That TV series that ran on TNT is called Rizzoli and Isles. Rizzoli and Isles, your correct answer for question number 10. That brings us to the end of our first round of the quiz. Let's check in with our standings. Thus far, we've got a giant tie for 9th place with 10 points. Pardon me, 10th place with 9 points. Between At the Beach, Questions 123, Gravy Ex-Girlfriend, Folly, Jewel Hand Luke, Team Cockroach, The Next Hyphenation, Socially Distant, Jackash Incorporated, The Book Club, Zazu's Petals, Winning is Overrated, Team Cockroach, Team 578, and The Helsinki Syndrome. And also a big old tie here for the lead with perfect scores thus far, 10 for 10. We Drink and We Know Things, 12, 17, and 69. Why Not Zoidberg, The Quizlamic State, Pieced It Together, The Blue Shells, 2 for the drinks, 2 for the snacks, and the question marks. Our second round coming at you in just a moment. Did you know we do private events in addition to our weekly programming? We've got this virtual quiz every Wednesday. We also host in-person weekly trivia events all around New York City. So check us out online at nyctrivialeague.com or at nyctrivialeague on Instagram to see what's happening. Come play with us in person or bring us on for a private event. I am the coordinator of our private events, and you can email me right there, Meredith at nyctrivialeague.com. We host events for corporations. We also do personal gatherings like birthday parties. If you have something coming up that you want to do something special for, keep us in mind and reach out to me. Can't wait to hear from you. Our second round, let's do it. It is in the category of plus and minus. Plus and minus, our theme for round 2. Here is question 1. First appearing on the US version of the series in 2015, plus 1 is a lifeline that allows a contestant to ask a friend in the audience to help them answer a question on what game show? Those lifelines started out simple. We had a 50-50, a phone a friend, and an ask the audience. And in the ensuing years, some more lifelines were added, like plus 1 to Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Such a fun game. Those multiple choice questions make it incredibly tricky, in my opinion. Anyone out there ever auditioned for Millionaire or been on the show? Let us know in the chat. Question number 2, please find the difference in this subtraction problem. A little math for you all. We've got 6 minus -4. A note for you all, the parentheses denote that the 4 is a negative number, not the need to multiply. So 6 minus -4. What is the difference? You may remember that rule that a double negative becomes a positive. So essentially, it's 6 plus 4. So your answer is 10. A positive 10. 90% of you got that one right. Well done. And Nidhogg either auditioned for or was on Millionaire. Did you just audition or did you get to be on the show? I want to know. Final answer from you. Let's find out. Our next question in this plus and minus round, here it is, number 3. The Latin phrase plus ultra, meaning further beyond, is the national motto of what European country? It can be seen on its coat of arms wrapped around the Pillars of Hercules, which are a representation of peaks that flank the Strait of Gibraltar. Name that country. That makes sense. People are coming to New York in order to audition for the show, so bringing in the best and the brightest from all over the place. I get it. Yeah, but well done auditioning. That's must have been pretty exciting. Your correct answer for question number three. Plu- Plus ultra is the national motto of Spain. Spain, your correct response for question three. Question number four, featuring the songs Eyes Closed, Boat, and Life Goes On, is the 2023 album titled with simply a minus sign, pronounced subtracted, or pardon me, just subtract, which is by what artist? Name that artist behind Subtract. Hopefully, you are aware that this artist has named all of his albums, most of them, I don't know, all? Most of his albums thus far with the mathematical symbols like plus, times, equals, and now minus, or the minus sign. But you stay at subtract, so we know. It's Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran is the artist behind that album. There's your answer for number four. On to our fifth question in round number two. With the goal of reaching a global audience, the streaming service CBS All Access rebranded under what name in 2020? Keeping the theme of this round in mind, hopefully you knew that with the merger with Viacom, CBS decided to call themselves Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus. Your correct response for number five. Our sixth question in this round, in chemistry, what negative subatomic particle is represented by a particle, or pardon me, a particular letter and a minus sign? Name that negative subatomic particle. That negative subatomic particle is an electron. Electron, your correct response for number six. Four more questions in this round. Here is number seven. Fill in the blank. This tech company has made three attempts to launch social networks, first with Wave, then Buzz, and then from 2011 through 2019, they had a service called Blank Plus. That tech company that has tried a few times to launch social networks. They've had some success, but ultimately they've abandoned them. It's Google. Google, your correct response for number 7. Our 8th question in this round, equivalent to minus 459.67 degrees Fahrenheit. What is the name for the lowest limit of the thermodynamic temperature scale that is theoretically possible? Negative 459.67 degrees Fahrenheit is also known as absolute zero. Absolute zero, your correct answer for number 8. Number 8. 2 more questions in round number 2. Here we go. Question 9. In 2005, Blink 182 members Travis Barker and Mark Hoppus created another band as a side project with what name? A name inspired by the country code for the United Kingdom. Members of Blink 182 have had several side projects like Tom DeLonge's Angels in Airwaves or Boxcar Racer, but this particular one was my hint of the night, and it's called Plus 44. Plus 44, your correct response for number 9. Give me a follow on Instagram at Trivia Meredith, and I will help you out with a hint every single time we bring you a new game. So the next one coming up 1 week from today, right here at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Hope to see you all then. Follow me. I'll help you out just a little bit. Our next question and final question of round number 2, number 10. Released in Japan in November 2023 to commemorate the franchise's 70th anniversary was what kaiju movie? The 33rd to be released from Toho Studios. Looking for the full name of this movie. The Helsinki Syndrome has gotten to see the movie. I've heard it's really great. I do want to see it. Hopefully in theaters. I don't know. It could happen. This highly successful movie worldwide It's the most recent installment in the Godzilla universe. It is Godzilla minus one. Godzilla minus one, your correct answer for number 10. That does bring us to the end of round number 2. We're halfway through the quiz. Let's check in with our top teams. We continue to have a tie here. We've got a big tie for 7th place with 19 points. Questions 1, 2, 3. Gravy Ex-Girlfriend, Folly, Why Not Zoidberg, We Drink and We Know Things 69, Jackass Incorporated, The Book Club, The Question Marks, Zuzu's Pedals, Team 578. And tied for the lead, we've got 6 teams with perfect scores, 20 for 20. We Drink and We Know Things 12 and 17. The Quizlamic State pieced it together, The Blue Shells, and 2 for the drinks, 2 for the snacks. Great game to all of those teams thus far. If you're not in that top pack, do not worry. There's quite a bit of game to go. And also, we're rolling out something brand new. I mentioned this last season, and it's something that I want to implement starting next week.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
I want to know more about you. Every single week you watch me up here talking to you and just, riffing, saying things, speaking off the cuff. And I want to know who's out there playing the game. So my thought here is that each week we're going to feature a brief dossier of one of our players. If you want to be a part of that, I would love it if you could participate. Here are some items that, it's over here. I'm flipped. I'm reversed. It's weird. So over here. When you reach out to me, I'd love to know, what team are you on? Who are you? What's your name? Where are you? Where do you live? What do you do for a living? What is your favorite trivia topic? Followed by some fun facts about you. 3 fun facts would be perfect. And lastly, if you could come up with a trivia question yourself, we'll include it in the game and see if you can stump the audience. So that's just something fun that we can begin next week. I hope to hear from many of you, which of course means if I do hear from multiple people, which fingers crossed I do, we'll only do 1 at a time. So just 1 per week. So I'm sorry if yours doesn't go out initially. I will get to everyone who replies eventually. I'll do my very best. So you can send all of that info to me, Meredith at nyctrivialeague.com, and we'll feature you here. Your team name, your name, where are you, what do you do? Your favorite trivia topic, 3 fun facts, stump the audience with a question, and you will become our spotlighted player of the week. If you have a photo that you want to share of either you solo or you and your team, that would be fun as well. We can put that up here. So feel free to include that in your email to me, Meredith at nyctrivialeague.com. Can't wait to hear from you. Let's get into our 3rd round of the night. Round number 3 this evening is in the category of hair. Hair is our topic. Question number 1 in this hair-themed round. Frequently used in making sweaters, mohair is a fluffy fabric that comes from the fur of what animal? Mohair comes from goats. Goats, your answer there. Specifically Angora goats. If you put that, no bonus points, but well done. Our second question in this hair round. What hairstyle, featuring hair swept upwards from the face and worn high over the forehead, is named after a noted mistress of King Louis XV of France, even though she was not known for donning the hairstyle? That mistress of King Louis XV is Madame de Pompadour. Pompadour, your correct answer for number two. Question number three. What late star of the WB series Everwood starred in the 1979 film adaptation of the musical Hair? Star of the WB series Everwood. One of my favorites. Cheers to Gone Too Soon. Treat Williams. Treat Williams, your correct response for number three. Our fourth question in this hair themed round. In the 1990s and 2000s, what shampoo brand from Clairol ran a memorable series of TV commercials featuring women screaming in ecstasy as they washed their hair? In a few commercials, sex therapist Dr. Ruth appears and suggests trying the body wash. I can smell that shampoo just thinking about it. It is Herbal essences. Herbal essences, your correct response for number four. Our fifth question in this round. In the 1997 movie G.I. Jane, Lieutenant Jordan O'Neill, played by what actress, shaves her head as she endures training for the U.S. Navy Combined Reconnaissance Team? Name that actress. Somehow controversial movie to talk about even so many years after it was released. So don't mention it at the Oscars. G.I. Jane, portrayed by Demi Moore. Demi Moore, your correct response for number five. Question number six. While the phrase hair of the dog that bit you now refers to treating a hangover with more alcohol, the expression originally referred to placing dog hairs on a bite wound in order to prevent what disease that was historically called hydrophobia? For the second time this evening, we have a social on our hands. Hydrophobia, also known as rabies. Rabies, your correct answer for number 6. Actually, at the very last second, someone wrote in tetanus. I'm taking the air horn back. You don't get it. So sorry. 4 more questions in this round. Here's number 7. Devereaux Wigs, a wig company that guarantees that their wigs aren't made from hair off dead bodies, is one of the clients of Cramblin Duvet, the advertising firm central to what Comedy Central series that starred Sam Richardson and Tim Robinson? A very funny show. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Highly recommended. That Comedy Central series is Detroiters, Detroiters. Sam Richardson and Tim Robinson just this past week became Emmy winners in their own right, not for the Detroiters, but Sam Richardson for his role on Ted Lasso and Tim Robinson for his hilarious show, I Think You Should Leave. 40% of you got Detroiters right. I know we've got some teams playing from Detroit here this evening. Shout out Detroiters. And also, did you know that from 2012 through 2014, Tim Robinson happened to fit the theme for our season?
It's Saturday Night Live.
He was a cast member on SNL. You have just been SNL'd, snulled. Well done. You're going to be SNL'd once a week here with our game in season 57. We'll see what happens next week. You called it over there. SNL connection. Yes, it has happened. Moving on to our 8th question in round number 3. Figaro is the titular character of what opera buffa by Gioacchino Rossini that premiered in 1816? Apparently, it's actually pronounced Gioacchino Rossini. That opera buffa that features Figaro in the title role. It's The Barber of Seville. Figaro is that title barber fitting this hair category. Question number 9. Derived from the French and Italian words for apple, what type of hair product used to style hair often consists of lanolin, beeswax, or petroleum jelly to keep hair in place longer than gels or sprays? Apple is palm. That hair product is pomade. Pomade, your correct answer for number 9, which brings us to our final question of round number 3. The cosmo the composition of human hair is almost entirely what fibrous protein that also makes up the composition of scales, nails, hooves, and horns among vertebrate animals. What is that fibrous protein? That fibrous protein that our hair is made up of is called keratin. Keratin, your correct response for number 10. That brings us to the end of round number 3. We've got one category left this evening. Let's check in with our standings as we head into that final round. Tied in 8th with 28, Gravy Ex-Girlfriend, We Drink and We Know Things 12, 17, and 69. Tied in 4th with 29, Questions 1, 2, 3, Why Not Zoidberg and the Blue Shells, as well as Team 578. And tied for the lead right now with perfect scores thus far, 30 for 30, the Quizlamic State pieced it together, and 2 for the drinks, 2 for the snacks. Before we dive into our final round of the night, let's take a look at our upcoming schedule. The movie quiz, everyone, is on hiatus at the moment. In fact, Trivia Man is out there in person tonight running a Breaking Bad themed game. You're not there apparently because you're playing with us here tonight, but you'll have to ask him about it when he returns on the 24th of this month at 9 o'clock following our game. We will be back next week, Wednesday, the 17th of January at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Hope to see you all then. Let's get into our final round of the night. The picture round is in the category of mythical beasts. In this round, you are going to see 10 images of mythical beasts, and it is your job to identify the creature being depicted for 1 point each. Next to each mythical beast is going to be a number from 1 through 10, and underneath those 10 numbered images are 10 numbered blanks. So enter in the name of the creature on the corresponding numbered blank. Yes, order does matter, and you've got 5 minutes on the clock to work on this round. Then we'll go over the correct answers to this round and move into the final question of the night, the tiebreaker question. Let's do it. 5 minutes on the clock, everybody. Please identify these mythical beasts. Oh, hey everyone. We are about halfway through the picture round. We're looking for the names of these mythical beasts. Name that creature. 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Good luck. If you haven't done so already, now is an excellent time to click that submit answers button. We're going to see how you all did in just a moment. Keep an eye out. The countdown timer is heading your way in just a moment. I've got some answers for you all from this mythical beasts themed round. Image number 1, half man, half horse. You know better as a centaur. Image number 2, we've got a lion, snake, goat combination, which hopefully you know better as a chimera. Chimera, your correct response there. Image number 3, the most variety of spellings coming in for this answer. That creature is Cthulhu. Cthulhu. Image number 4 is a griffin. Image number 5, that is a hydra. Image number 6 is a minotaur or minotaur. Image number 7 is Pegasus. Number 8 is a unicorn. Number 9 is Cerberus. Cerberus, your answer there. And lastly, image number 10, that goat man combo is a satyr or fawn. Satyr or fawn. If you put a pan, sure, pan, yeah. Let's see how you did. Coming in with our final answers for this round. Then we've got our tiebreaker question coming right after that. As always, your tiebreaker is going to have a number as an answer, and your goal in placing your response to the tiebreaker question is to guess as closely as you can to the correct number, meaning you can guess over or under the number. In the event that you end up in part of a tie here tonight, whoever is closest to the correct number is going to break that tie. Let's check it out. Our final question of the night. Give us your best guess featuring a griffin in its logo. In what year was the car manufacturer Saab founded in Sweden? Be sure to follow us on Instagram at NYC Trivia League because tomorrow we will post the scores from tonight with these ties all sussed out for you all for the top 15 or so teams. So we'll see what ended up happening here tonight based on your tiebreaker responses at NYC Trivia League. The Swedish car company Saab was defunct in 2016 and first came about in the year 1945. 1945, your correct response for the tiebreaker tonight. Let's check in with our final standings from the night by heading on over to the winner's circle. Congratulations to our top teams finishing up the quiz tonight in a tie for 15th place with 35 points. At the Beach, Questions 1, 2, 3, The Book Club, Winning Wheel of Death, Chi-Chi's Forever, Zuzu's Petals, and Winning is Overrated. Tied in 12th with 36, Folly, The Cheekiest Nando, and The Helsinki Syndrome. In 11th with 37, Jack Ash Incorporated. Tied in 6th place with 38 points, Gravy Ex-Girlfriend, We Drink and We Know Things 17, We Drink and We Know Things 12, and We Drink and We Know Things 69. Also tied in 6th with 38, Pieced It Together. Tied in 3rd tonight with 39 points. So we have Why Not Zoidberg, The Blue Shells, and Team 578. Tied for the lead with perfect scores, 40 for 40, The Quizlamic State, and 2 for the drinks, 2 for the snacks. Congratulations to those two teams on perfect scores here tonight. You did it. Thank you all so much for playing with us this evening. I've been Meredith from NYC Trivia League and Quiz Night America. We'll be back 1 week from today. That is January 17th. It's a Wednesday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Come play with us at quiz.nyctrivialeague.com. Thank you so much to you for playing tonight, to Peter and the rest of our writing team for helping to put this quiz together, to Cullen for making all of this possible, and to Murr and the Rizzio team for creating the software that you all played the game on tonight. We'll see you soon. Good night, everybody.